Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Natasha Fazira binti Marzuki from HM252-3A1. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fakiha binti Muhammad Fauzi. I'm from HM252. Today, we would like to present video critic ELC650. The title of the movie is Up in the Air. The synopsis of the movie. Ryan Beacom flies around the country firing employees on behalf of companies. But he faced losing the job he severed to recent college grad Natalia. He good at his job and he is constantly in the air flying from one city to another city. He also an accumulator of frequent flyer meals and has a goal. He wants to get 10 million miles. His routine is interrupted by the arrival of Natalia Kinner, who thinks the travel is unnecessary and the firing can be done through video conferencing. Ryan boss loved the idea, but wants Ryan to take Natalia on the road with him to show her how he does it. It proved to be a life lesson for Natalia after one of her counseling sessions goes wrong. Ryan also learned that some of the choices he made have not always been the correct one. Synopsis video excerpt. Ryan Beacom, George Clooney, worked as a corporate downsizer who is one amongst the 24 termination engineers assigned with the task of firing an employee on behalf of the client. His company offers employee termination assistance service. This termination engineer travel around the world and make boss life easy by stepping in as the outplacement counseling specialist. Enter Natalia Kinner, Ryan millennial trainer who proposed a teach solution to the company, bargaining expenses on travel, food, stay, and other of the different termination engineer.
Unemployed. I have a house payment. I have children.
I don't know how you can live with yourself, but I'm sure that you'll find a way while the rest of us are suffering.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Excellent question. Who the fuck am I? Poor Steve has worked here for 7 years. He's never had a meeting with me before, or passed me in the hall, or told me a story in the break room. And that's because I don't work here. I work for another company that lends me out to pussies like Steve's boss who don't have the balls to sack their own employees. And in some cases for good reason. Because people do crazy shit when they get fired.
Did I do something wrong? I mean, is there something I can do differently here?
This is not an assessment of your productivity. You gotta try not to take this personally. Stephen, I want you to review this packet. Take it seriously. I think you're gonna find a lot of good answers in here.
I'm sure this is gonna be very helpful. A packet. Thank you. Packet.
Well, anybody who ever built an empire or changed the world sat where you are right now. And it's because they sat there they were able to do it. That's the truth. I'm gonna need your key card. Great. Okay. Now, I want you to take the day, go get together your personal things, and then tomorrow, you get yourself some exercise. You go out for a jog, you give yourself some routines, and pretty soon you find your legs.
How do I get in touch with you?
Appropriate attitude is a disposition, feeling, or manner that is not constructive, cooperative, or artisan. It can infect anyone just about anywhere. For some of us, it's at home. Perfect, you know of someone who has a bad attitude about doing chores, or maybe it's happened to you at work. Individual, during the 7 years Steven worked, he never greeted the employer, never engaged in a meeting with his employer, or his employer decided to fire Steven for several reasons that had already occurred. Steven expressed his anger after being fired by Ryan. His catering, Ryan dissed putting Clorox in a coffee pot and wanting to kill his employer. The effect of this video, Steven's hot temper and unfriendly attitude invite problem to his employer, as it can affect his employee dealing with his company, investor, and customer. It can even invite problem in managing his duties or in department he heads. The recommendation is Steven should always improve his career performance, even though he has been working at the company for a long time, and change his attitude to one that is more.
What's all this? What's going on?
Hello, Mr. Samuels. I wish I were here with better news. However, your position here at Wertheimer's is no longer available.
What are you talking about?
You've been let go.
Just like that. Who are you?
My name is Miss Keener, and I'm here today to talk about your options.
I worked for this company for 17 years, and they sent a fourth grader to can me. What the fuck is this?
It's perfectly normal to be upset. However, the sooner you can tell yourself that greater opportunities are waiting for you.
Opportunities? I'm 57 fucking years old.
Anybody who ever built an empire or changed the world sat where you are now. And it's because they sat there that they were able to do it. There's a packet in front of you. I want you to take some time and review it. All the answers you're looking for are inside those pages. The sooner you trust the process, the sooner the next step of your life will unveil itself. I need you to go back to your office now and start putting together your personal things. Mr. Samuels, that's all we can discuss now. Mr. Samuels. Mr. Samuels.
Aggressive communication. Aggressive communication is a style in which individuals express their feeling and opinion and advocate for their needs in a way that violates the right of others. Those aggressive communication and verbally physical abuse. In this video, Ms. Samuel used abuse and rude words after his position at Wertheimer was revoked by his employer represented by Ms. Natalia. The effect is the swearing and abuse word that come out of Mr. Samuel more reflected himself as a negative person. Most likely, this impacts him when wanting to connect with a new employer when he wants to apply for another job. The recommendation is Ms. Samuel should have been patient and calm before asking Ms. Natalia the reason and what wrongdoing had been committed until she was fired after nearly 70 years she had served at the company.
Barnes, part of a 30-person reduction a few weeks back in Wichita. Natalie fired her.
Fire dozens of people a day.
She killed herself, jumped off a bridge. need to know if you remember any woman that gave you any signals, depression.
They're all depressed. We're fired.
Hey, I need to ask you this stuff, okay?
No, I don't remember anything. I think that
You don't remember any woman that gave you any signals? Anything at all, Ryan?
no, nothing stands out. Natalie, all right?
Natalie quit. She quit. Text message. Yeah, fucking nice, right? No one's got any manners anymore.
Unprofessional worker. Unprofessional worker behavior is indicated a lack of respect for yourself and others, as well as immaturity, and it signifies as disregard for cultural and workplace standards. Miss Natalia did not send an official resignation letter to her employer after the suicide of employer she had fired, which is Karen Barnes. The impact in this part is it is not impossible Miss Natalia could be prosecuted for quitting her job without an official letter that should have been submitted to her employer. Also, most likely, he has not accepted by other companies when applying for a job when his attitude was known by the new employer. For the recommendation is Miss Natalia was supposed to submit a resignation notice to her employer, just as the way she was well received at first entering the company.
Well, we're here to talk about your future.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. I get the drill. What are they offering?
Inside the packet, you'll find a clearly worked out severance package.
Give me the bullet points.
It's actually pretty good. 3 months pay, 6 months medical, and a full year of placement services through our company, CTC.
Placement services. That's generous.
Commonly, it takes 1 month of searching for every $10,000 you expect to earn in salary.
So I could be looking for a while.
Not necessarily.
Don't even sweat it. I'm pretty confident about my plans.
Really?
Yeah. There's this beautiful bridge by my house. I'm gonna go jump off it.
Natalie. Hey. Natalie. People say these things all the time. It's part of the trade.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, they say crazy things. Get worked up.
She was really calm.
I think that's a good sign.
So they don't ever actually do it?
No, it's just talk.
How do you know? Do you follow up?
I mean, no, nothing good's gonna come of that, but I wouldn't worry about it. This is what we do, Natalie. We take people at their most fragile and we set them at...
The first positive incident, listen to your customer and or employee. Natalia, the trainer, attends her first firing session with Ryan. Therefore, an employee who expresses suicidal behavior when listening to the news of being suspended. The conduct of the employee concerned Natalia, but Ryan pacifies her and asks her to stop worrying. Some weeks later, the same employee commits suicide and this upset Natalia to the extent that she quits her job. For the effect, the fact that Ryan rubbed off a suicidal tendency so casually is a matter of concern. The employee's life could have been saved had her raised the alarm or tried to help the employees. Just because he was so habituated to deal with foreign people, it hardly hit him that he should listen to the employee in question personally. The business world is not different. The business have to strive to listen to their customer and employees, no matter how large the number, to best serve them. For recommendation, as a professional leader or employee, we need to listen to what customer and other employees have opinions or problems.
Although I wish I were here with better news. The fact is that you and I are sitting here today because this will be your last week of employment at this company.
What do you suggest I tell them?
Perhaps you're underestimating the positive effect that your career transition can have on your children.
The positive effect? I make about 90 grand a year now. Unemployment is what, $250 a week? Is that one of your positive effects? Well, we'll get to be cozier because I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage on my house, so maybe we can move into a nice fucking one-bedroom apartment somewhere. And I guess without benefits, I'll be able to hold my daughter as she, suffers from her asthma that I won't be able to afford the medication for.
Well, tests have shown that children under moderate trauma have a tendency to apply themselves academically as a method of coping.
Go fuck yourself. That's what my kids will think.
Your children's admiration is important to you?
Yeah, it was.
Well, I doubt they ever admired you, Bob.
Hey, asshole, aren't you supposed to be consoling me?
I'm not a shrink, Bob. I'm a wake-up call. You know why kids love athletes?
I don't know, because they screw lingerie models.
No, that's why we love athletes. Kids love athletes because they follow their dreams.
Well, I can't dunk.
No, but you can cook.
What are you talking about?
Your resume says that you minored in French culinary arts. Most students, they're working the fryer at KFC, but you bust tables at Il Picador to support yourself. And then you get out of college, and you come and you work here. How much did they first pay you to give up on your dreams?
27 grand a year.
And when were you going to stop and come back and do what makes you happy?
Good question.
I see guys who work at the same company for their entire lives, guys exactly like you. They clock in, they clock out, and they never have a moment of happiness. You have an opportunity here, Bob. This is a rebirth. Now, if not for you, do it for your children.
For the second positive incident, professionalism. In a typical firing session, Ryan and Natalia try to calm down and fire employee. Bob had served the company for a considerable period. Natalia attempts to adopt a more practical approach by highlighting positives such as how the whole situation will ultimately help Bob to raise children who are more adept at coping with trauma and apply themselves well academically. For the effect, Bob can accept the statement that he will be fired, that suggestion on what he should do for the future. And for the recommendation, as employees, we have to responsible for the work we have to do even when things are difficult.
Today I'm gonna fire Ned. Sorry, Ned. I'm sure HR will hire you back this afternoon.
We'll see about that.
Now, Ned could be any employee in any one of our clients' locations worldwide. Strategy packets would be shipped in advance. Ned would be given a seat and find one of our transition specialists waiting for him. Mr. Laskin, the reason we're having this conversation is your position is no longer available.
I don't understand. I'm fired?
Hearing the words "you've been let go" is never easy. Change is always scary. But consider the following. Anybody who ever built an empire or changed the world sat where you are now. And it's because they sat there that they were able to do it.
My fucking line.
Well, what happens now?
This is the first step of a process that will end with you in a new job that fulfills you.
Yeah, but how does it work?
I want you to take the packet in front of you, review it, All the answers you're looking for are inside. Start filling out the necessary information, and before you know it, you'll be on your way to new opportunities. Now, Ned, I need you to go back to your desk and start putting together your things. As a favor to me, I'd appreciate it if you didn't spread the news just yet. Panic doesn't help anyone.
I understand.
Give it up for Ned.
For the last positive incident, implement thoughtful solution. Implementing solution which are based on gut feeling and hearsay and not on proper data backup research is bound to backfire in the longer run. In the movie, Natalia skips the research part and tries to fire an employee directly using the remote technology. This was a mistake on her part, for she was yet to grasp an in-depth understanding of the company employees and how they would think and react in different situations. Therefore, the solution was bound to be irrelevant. For the effect, that before even proposing a solution, businesses should practice empathy to understand what others see, feel, and experience. Without doing this, the proposed solution will be meaningless and a sheer waste of time. For recommendation, in doing a job, we need to find a suitable solution so as not to be looked down upon by others. In conclusion, there is much we can learn from this video except in terms of professional and unprofessional behavior at the workplace. This video except highlight the importance to listen to your customer and employees, professionalism, and implement truthful solutions. This video except highlight the important maintain good manners in doing work. We can conclude that all these aspects of good manners do not only affect our work with others, but it also teaches us to do work effectively. To interact professionally, we must listen to our customers and employees, professionalism, and implement truthful solutions in doing work.